Nicely done, Sparky. I think we are waiting for me to appear on the YouTube. Come on, let's get me going here. Well, I think it says we're connecting. Are we connecting? There we are. Let me turn my volume down here. Okay, we're in. How do you do, folks? Raven the Amish comic here. Sparky's in the house. She is no longer going on the microphone, so we'll have to have a meeting with her about that. Welcome to episode 44. It is Saturday, February 6th, 2021. I am stunned. Lots been going on. Shout out to my Patreons. I launched Patreon Groundhog Day. I have 7 subscribers. I would have 8, but somebody's payment was declined, so I only got 7. But this is kind of amazing. I'm guessing most of my patrons, I don't like that word, that's why we have different group names, are here in this chat. Mark is in the buggy drivers, Amy is in the barn raisers, Eddie is in the buggy drivers, esoteric to you, that's really hard to say, I'm gonna have to like now, in the rum springers, Jonathan's in the rum springers, Jeff's in the buggy drivers, and in case anybody's that nuts, it's in there, and the perk on that one's going to be, we're going to do a group Zoom once a month for 10 minutes, and you'll all get to know each other. And if it'd probably just be like one person or just me and nobody. Sparky's a little pissy right now. So thank you so much. More exciting, self-serving, indulgent news here. The GoFundMe for a MacBook so I can stop running my career off mobile devices is more than 3/4 the way funded. I think it's at the $1,100 mark of $1,500. So that seems like it's actually going to happen. Color me stunned because I didn't actually think it was a good idea. My daughter's boyfriend, he goaded me into it, and so that's very exciting. I'm kind of stunned with all this stuff. I got artwork for my new Patreon level. There's the lamp lighters right there. You see, there's the lamp, and then the lighters. I figured hippies would be like ones who would light it up. So there's that. There's a hippie there, and then so check out the Patreon right now. When I load stuff into Patreon, whatever level you're at, you get all the stuff. Soon I'm going to have to figure out, extras for the big money stuff. I'll put some videos on there. New one went up today. There's a video about, I'm going to tell a couple of stories about videos that are on there. So this is all exciting stuff. I'm freaking out here a little bit. I just did my Facebook Live to tell people that I wasn't going to be Facebook Live, and that always pisses them off, and they say, I see you, so why would you lie to us? And they try to get them over here. So if you are over here on YouTube and you are on Facebook Live and I goaded you into coming here, please announce that in the chat here. So that's fantastic right there.
A lot of people are saying hi.
Hello, I see. Oh, my wife's on the other side of the curtain and she's sending hellos. Actually, she wasn't sending hello. She said a lot of you peckerheads, and I mean that in a nice way, were telling me that you're saying hello in the chat. So I now say hello back. So there we go. Just to show you how my life goes. So I had to turn down a $25 donation because it came through like Apple Pay. And in order for me to get that, I need to activate 2-factor authentication. I can't even deal with 1-factor authentication. So there's $25, but I probably saved like 19 hours off my life. So I found my levels of greed are I draw the line at two-factor authentication. I have to thumb and log in to my devices when they're right fucking next to each other. Like it somehow Apple forgets that I'm here. So thank you for that $25 that I'll never get because I'm not doing the two-factor thing. If you didn't do it, don't do it. And if you did it, well, good luck with all that. So this is the Super Bowl edition of my live stream show, which always makes me remember the Bear Man from ZZO Morning Show because they're real pissy about anything that is a paid event, and that's where this is free. I can get away with this happy horse shit. Bars, happy hours, showing a game on the movie screen. You're not allowed to say it's the Super Bowl. You'll get arrested and fined. And that's why all these parties are called like the big game. So you can't say the Super Bowl in your promo for a paid event. Now, the Bear Man was so worried that I would actually say the Super Bowl anytime during the show that he warned me 387 times while we were off there not to say the Super Bowl at all, just to play it safe. And those of you who know me, warning me not to do something a lot of times is basically guarantees that I'm going to do it. But somehow, I don't know if Moyer hit the delay button, but I never really got in trouble there. But if you don't want me to do something, it's best to just don't fucking talk about it at all. So here we go. Sparky doesn't like my hat flying around here. She's really adorable. She's probably a little more pissed off at me, saying, why can't I just stand like a dumbass like I do all week long? So the Super Bowl is kind of funny this year because it could just be me, but this seems to be the least hyped Super Bowl ever. I mean, if you didn't know the Super Bowl was coming tomorrow, you wouldn't know. There's like nothing on social media. And basically, Super Bowl parties that we have are like a Thanksgiving of junk food. We allow ourselves to eat the most fabulous, greatest things that we know will kill us. We're going to get heartburn. It's all tailgating food. It's all picnic food. It's and that happy horses. And I'm vegetarian, so my Super Bowl party's going to be me and my wife and Sparky and I don't know what the heck we're having. But Super Bowl parties are kind of crazy with the crazy food. Somehow we just allow ourselves to self-destruct on junk food. So enjoy your Super Bowl. If you have any good recipes in there that don't require meat, my wife probably already knows what they are, so thanks anyway. The other thing is we have our Super Bowl parties gone by. We've had some amazing dishes here. Scrapple, upside down cakes, pig's feet fingers, sweet and sauerkraut bacon bowls. That was back in my meat eating days, and now, ice cream and beer, that's going to have to do it. The halftime show is too long. It's 30 minutes. 30 minutes you can watch an episode of almost any television that there is. I Googled around a little bit to see what you can do in 30 minutes, and it's actually kind of amazing. In 30 minutes, well, I made some stuff up too. You can actually go wash your car and or yourself during the Super Bowl halftime show. A good reason to not really care about the Super Bowl halftime show this year is there is a Canadian singer, and his name is called The Weeknd. I spent 3 hours trying to find out what the Super Bowl halftime performance was, not realizing that it was called The Weeknd. So I'm like, yeah, The Weeknd. I want to know who's performing this weekend. And they're like, it's The Weeknd. I know it's The Weeknd. who is performing this weekend. It was like, who's on first? And then finally, I think they're actually called The Weekend. So in 30 minutes, you can watch the halftime show, or you could also, check this shit out, you could learn 4 chords on a guitar, and that's enough to play a rock song. That's what they say. In 30 minutes, you could 4 chords on the guitar. You could also, where is it? Here, I'm using my cheater notes here. Wash the car. We already said that. I thought I had way more shit. Probably I got some of my papers mixed up here. So I get Super Bowl party. We got all that shit going on. What's trending on social media regarding the Super Bowl is the Eagles are going to be trading away one of their quarterbacks. I don't know how that's trending right now. So I did Google around a little bit, try to get some fun football facts. Now this piece of comedy is this is as inside of a story as you can possibly get. This is for Clee's sister. Clee, as you know, a friend of mine, died quite a few years ago. He's my artist of my silly stuff. He forced me to learn how to draw, even though I can't draw. He said that's good enough. What you got to know about Clee is, like, he doesn't know nothing about sports. You probably would take him 2 or 3 minutes to name a sport. For a while, he went out to San Francisco, and it changed him. And I know what you're thinking. No, he didn't flip the other way. He came back, and he said it was pretty exciting to be out in San Francisco when the Niners won the bowl. It took me 10 minutes to figure out he was talking about fucking Super Bowl, because Clee, that I know, didn't even know about Super Bowl and football. He sure as fuck would never call them the Niners, and he wouldn't call the Super Bowl the bowl. It was exciting to be out there when the Niners won the bowl. Fuck me and a bucket of goo. That's the end of that story. Probably only Clee's sister is the one laughing right there. But so there you have that. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. My notes are all in a bucket of goo. Oh. Okay, here's one. I got a lot of weird random football stuff here tonight. Would almost fall under the category of things that I forgot from my other football rants. If you have been to an actual football game, the TV timeout when the commercials are going on is really fucking weird. I didn't know what it was. The players just stand around, like, waiting to kick off. I'm like, how comes nobody's running and, playing football? Oh, it's a TV timeout. They just stand around. Had to be there. If you've been at a game, you know that look of them standing around doing nothing. Useless trivia. I got back to the first, this is how old I am, the first sports bars didn't have big screen TVs. They had a lot of little TVs all over the fucking bar. You'd go into a sports bar and they'd be like 387 TVs. They'd be on the tables, they'd be in the bathrooms, wherever you would go, there would be a little TV screen. That would be it. And then, as TVs in our home started to get bigger, the bars would go, oh, fuck. People can get bigger TVs now. We have to get bigger TVs. And I know that really pissed them off, because they have to, when the 30-inch screen came out, then the bars had to get a 40-inch screen, or who the fuck would want to go see it on a lot of little TVs over there. So, but when the first big screen TVs came out, like 42 inches, that was it. Now you get a 42-inch screen. Now you get mocked. That's what happens then. And it was flat screen, because everybody had the bulbous screen, so that was a selling point. You had the bulbous screen like that at home. And the TV is an interesting thing as far as how it has been priced over the years. You can learn some shit from me. TVs were like 13 to 27 inches back in the 60s, were like $300 for $300 today, you can get a really fucking big, shitty quality big screen TV for the same 300. But if you factor in inflation, that $300 back in 1960 whatever was like $2,600. I'm not making this shit up. Well, I googled it and I didn't really fact check it too much because who really gives a fuck? So that's kind of nuts right there. Fuck me in a bucket of TV screen goo. I actually wrote that down so I remember to say it. Oh, here's a fun one. November 17th, 1968, not Super Bowl, but the Heidi game, or the Heidi Bowl, as they called it. It was the Raiders and the... I wrote it, where is it? The Raiders and the play Heidi, right? Okay. Instead of the football game. Now, in that 1 minute and 5 seconds, the Raiders scored twice, winning 43-32. There was no internet. There was no information about this. They just... Somebody was pacing and walking around going, I know there's a minute and 5 seconds left, but we have a schedule. And I think they had to make phone calls in and actually pull a fucking plug. And he made him pull the plug on the game. Heidi, the movie came on. The kids probably all went, woohoo! We were so worried that they'd clip some of the movie or the football game. Trivia that I guessed at is that I believe 53,000 bottles of beer were thrown at 53,000 TVs across America, and I believe only like 17,000 of them broke on account of, I think, drunk people can't really throw a beer bottle at their TV, so there's no real way of knowing if that happened, but we'll just say that it did. Super Bowls used to be a lot more fun than they are. Here's one. I'm going to date myself now. I'm going to date myself. That sounds like I'm going on a date with us. Miami Dolphins, Garo Yepremian, fucked up a field goal. The little man from Yugoslavia, about 87 pounds this way and that. I don't even think he could speak English. He had a lot of trouble just running without falling down. They blocked a field goal, and he ran, and he tried to pick it up and throw it. And he actually, if you remember that, that's exactly how Klee would throw a football if Klee tried to throw a football like Garo Yepremian. So that was some fun stuff there. Another Super Bowl fun fact. Everybody loves to hate the Cowboys. If you're a Cowboy fan, get off my ass, and because people just go fucking nuts. A lot of people are in the closet Cowboy fans. I don't know the year. Leon Lett, Cowboys are beating the fuck out of somebody, and he crushed somebody, and he ran 93 yards the other way, and he was hot dogging it and being a dick, and everybody already fucking hated him, and I don't know what kind of fucking weird moonwalking shit he did, but he tried to hold the ball out so the ball would break the plane like that, and somebody on the other team, even though they were losing 1,003, said, you motherfucker, I'm not going to have you make a dick out of me here. And he chased after him, and he whacked that ball out of his hand, and Leon Lett didn't get to score that touchdown. That guy pissed on his parade. They lost the game, but he sure made a dick out of him. So that's fun. I also, in my Googling today, this is really show you how old I am. Joe Namath, Broadway Joe, sat on a poolside chair in horrible boxer shorts, surrounded by nitwit sports writers, actually writing in notebooks. And he guaranteed they would win the Super Bowl. That's how he got ready. He was sitting by the pool drinking a martini, and then he just guaranteed, and they wrote it, and they fucking won it. Boom, roasted. That's some cool shit right there. Super Bowl trivia. Heidi game. Oh, so now as I'm all over the place here with my football stuff, again, things that I forgot, something that really pisses me off is the when the game is out of reach for the other team. Mathematically, impossible for them to win. This bullshit where they use all their timeouts and then the other team, they all huddle around and they hike it, and then the quarterback takes a knee and he's surrounded by 9,000 idiots and they're not gonna, it's just so fucking pointless. It's so humiliating. And why the other team is a dumbass is the offense has to line up a specific way or there's a penalty. There's no rules about the defense. The defense could stand there like it was a TV timeout. And these fuckers are depressed because they just are about to lose the Super Bowl. So you got a 320-pound guy who's got bad knees, a dodgy hip, and his knuckles are all bloody. You're going to make that poor motherfucker go down in attack position with 3 more plays. It's just fucking humiliating. I wish I would be in charge of the defense when the game was out of reach, and now their peckerheads was just going to take a knee. I'd be like, okay, we're going to go into there's no fucking way we can win this thing, so let's save our knees and our knuckles a little bit and just stand there like that. And then they could taunt the quarterback, hey, when you're down there on that knee, why don't you suck me off while you're at it? How about that? And they throw a penalty flag and the game would be longer, but that pisses me off. That's a bunch of happy horseshit right there. I talked about this last week. I'm not happy that Brady is in the Super Bowl because sports commentators are all in love with him. But the thing that pisses me off about football commentators is, if you listen to them, they talk to we, the audience, as though we're the players. And I'm thinking, why is he telling me this? I have no fucking control over this game. The Packer to be there. Well, down in the crunch zone here, he can't pass it in there. They don't have a tight end for that. They just got to give it to the big guy, ram in his gut, and just fucking stick it up the middle. That's what they got to do. Then I'm feeling like somehow it's my responsibility to get a note down to those players so they can hear this shit. I'm going to try to get to security, and here's a note. The man on TV said, you're not going to win this thing. Throwing it, you got to pow, stick one right up the middle there. But again, this is only shit that I think is fun for me. In my careful wording of things, hang on, I have always rejected the idea that football is as manly of a sport as everybody tries to tell me it is. I'm not saying football is gay. I'm saying it could be gay very easily if it wanted to be gay. One of the gayest things that I've seen, I apologize for saying it because you're not supposed to say that, but one of the least manly things, how about that? One of the least manly things is, this goes back to humiliation. Somebody takes a water bottle and squeezes the water into another fucking guy's mouth. That to me is a humiliating job. If somebody's walking, and then there's someone that puts their robe on them, they come running over, they come just walking, and they have to throw a robe on them, and they don't have to do nothing. And then they take the water bottle, and they squirt the water bottle into their mouth, and then they spit it out. That is really humiliating. Now, you peckerheads out there that are mad that I'm not saying football isn't manly, try that move at the happy hour where you're trying to impress the women and show them how macho you are. Take a bottle of beer and open it up and pour it in your friend's mouth and see how much action you'll get that night. It's just a fucking terrible thing. It's a bad thing. So moving right along here, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Got the Clee Niners story. There we go. All right. So I think I beat the shit out of all my football stuff. Moving along to some fun memories of my career. I'll see something on Facebook or whatever, and my brain, everything I see in my life, I've been doing this 30 years, everything is a story. So the thing was about concerts, and somebody said they were trying to see who was the oldest and who, whatever. So my wife and I actually went to see David Bowie at the Spectrum, and we are featured audience on the album Stage. We are, and you can't hear me screaming because we're very polite. And my friend Frank from the Clee days, who sometimes watches these, he was with us, and we had chairs, folding chairs, on the floor of the Spectrum, but only like 6 rows back from David fucking Bowie, and his girl in front of me was standing on her chair. 6 rows wasn't close enough. She had to stand on her chair. And Frank looked over at me and said, "Can you see?" And I went, "No." And he took her chair and he just popped it a little bit and she went flying, and I didn't see nothing. And that was the last she went up on that chair. So when somebody posted in this thread of, who's seen the oldest rock star, somebody posted that they saw Tom Jones, and somebody else posted that they asked, "Did you throw your panties at him?" Which reminded me, at a Penn's Peak show, a lady threw her bra at me, and it was a big fucking bra, and I'm thinking, wow, I have achieved some sort of rock star celebrity status. I mean, got groupies throwing bras at me. Now, the story unfolds after the show. The bra throwing lady. I talked about it on stage, because when a bra comes flying up, you have to acknowledge. So I held this thing up, and the lady was in the front, and she bought the bra to throw on stage. It still had the fucking price tags on. She never wore the bra. She went out and shopped for a bra for me to fucking throw at me, and she didn't even take the tags off. She didn't even try to pretend that she was fucking wearing it. She shopped for a bra for me, left the fucking tags on in case I wanted to return it, and fucking threw it up on the stage. Boy, did that change the dynamics of that rock star groupie moment. So that was pretty badass right there. Penn's Peak, bra, boom, roasted. Also, I'm going to whore my Patreon a little bit. I'm putting some videos on there that you can't see any other place, but there's a video of this story that I'm going to tell you on my Patreon. I was almost late to a show many years ago because I stopped to watch a bear about a half mile away from the fire hall. I just peeked over, and it was in a baseball field. It was all fenced off next to a post office, and I could see this bear running all around. So I got in my car, and I got the hell out of there. 100, 200 feet down the road, there was a house and a family picnic, and there was kids running all over the place, and that's where the exit for the bear was going to lead, right to this person's house. And then I pulled in there, and I said, "You don't know me, but there's a very upset bear running around on the ball field up there." And then when he eventually figures out this is the way, a very angry bear is going to come running right through your family picnic and the kids and everything. And the guy says to me, "Well, how big is the bear?" What the fuck do you care how big the bear is? Is your family only afraid of certain size fucking bears? Even the littlest bear has got to be able to eat one of your fucking kids. So I tried to help him, and I just fucking got out of there. How big is the bear? What kind of fucking stupid question is that? All right, boom, roasted. Another Patreon video is, and I do miss this a lot. After my shows, I do love the fan photo shoot. I absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun. I miss that. Some comedians take the money and run. I like to hang out, take pictures. If there's a line, woohoo, that's great, and tell some stories and shit. So I was announcing before I did my big cursing F-bomb choir that I would be taking, after the show, I'll be in the back corner for selfies and photo shoot and all that. And a drunken lady, she couldn't wait. So she'd come up right in front of me while my show was still going on. And she came right up and she turned her back to me. This there, like this. And then she did also a great video on there, which I think I filmed on a Razor flip phone. The green room at the State Theater has autographs everywhere. I mean, George Carlin's on there, Larry the Cable Guy, and yours truly. and I have a teeny tiny little video of that. But I didn't understand the importance of what I was filming, so that video kind of sucks because I'm fucking all over the place. If I could go back in time, I would film that wall very slowly. So that's on there. They also watched me when I signed it to make sure I wasn't going to write any dicks or anything or bad words on there. So I was kind of under adult supervision when I signed that. So, boom, roasted. And that's in there. So there's no cohesion to this show, just so you understand. I'm just bibbidi-bobbidi-booing all around the place. I am 62 years old. The donations have been fantastic. Patreon is just another thing. I'm stunned by the GoFundMe. Like I say, I think I'm like $400 away from that. But at my age, many people that I know are thinking of retiring. Me, I have the whole opposite thing going on. I have to recreate a whole fucking career in the virtual world instead of retiring. So there'll be no retirement plan for me. Just none. So that's it. And your donations could actually fund my retirement show. I'll have to think about doing that, but I'm not ready to go anywhere yet. Little entertainment stuff here that I have been watching. Let's see. I'm not ready for that yet. Let's see here. Some of this. So, when we've all done this, when you lose something in the house that you're in, and you have not left the house, and you had the thing, say, in this room, and it might have been a pen or glasses, and you were only in one other room, and you lose it, something really fucking crazy happens to us. I don't know what it is, but we are incapable of thought. You need a saner person who has no sentimental attachment to the thing that you lost to help find the thing. My wife lost her glasses in between this room and somewhere down in the laundry, and I thought, I can find them. How fucking hard can it be? Because you're only here, and they have to be somewhere between here and wherever the hell you were. And the first thing you do is, before you call me in to help, is you go to the places where you were, and you look, and the thing isn't fucking there. And then you start really going nuts. Where the fuck could these glasses be? Because I was only here, and I'm there. Because it's impossible for them to be any other place. And then the me that comes goes to the same places that the she looked, and I found them. They're right there. Somehow the universe hides them from the person that lost them, forcing you to ask for help to come and see them, because they were right in the fucking open. I went, and I fucking got it. And the same thing happened. This is kind of amazing too. Hang on. Wait here. I like this. I told this story before, but I like good pens. I don't like shitty pens. I have pens just for comedy. If I'm superstitious, I don't give a fuck. This is a cross pen. It is technically vintage. Our daughter gave this pen to me when she was 3, and I wanted it, so I bought it for myself for her to give to me, so she doesn't really have any sentimental attachment to giving me this pen. This is my favorite pen. This pen is not replaceable. It just fucking isn't. It was lost. Twice it was lost. Once I accused Chris Barron, the lead singer of the Spin Doctors, of stealing it because he was on a show with me at Penn's Peak, and I had it in my back pocket, and I was doing a thing about when I lose this pen, I go home and I go nuts and nobody really gives a fuck. And then I text him and I say, hey, I know you stole my fucking pen. I know you did. You just make a dick out of me because he's a nice guy, but he knew how much I love this pen. Seemed like a good way to fuck with me. So I found it a couple months later down the seat cushion of the car. I left my wife and daughter up in New York. Daughter was auditioning for a show. I had to drive back to Pennsylvania, and I got to the VFW, and I found this pen, and I sent a text message to Chris Barron and said, good news, and I owe you an apology. I found my pen. And he announced it today, and he was on tour with the Spin Doctors, and he said, well, this is what my life has become, because 20 years ago, we had, college groupies taking their bras and throwing them on stage, and now we are all cheering the triumphant return of the Amish guy's pen and the end of my exile of him thinking that I stole it. Just fuck me in a bucket of goo. Then I lost this pen another time in this house, and my wife found it down in the basement, which is apparently where we fucking lose shit when we go down there. It was in a toolbox. And I don't even know what the toolbox looks like. I don't think I was actually getting any tools. I think I had it, and I bent over, and I looked, and it fell into the toolbox accidentally. So, there's my pen story. I hope I don't lose this fucker tonight. But something nuts happens to us when you do the pen. When we lose shit. Stuff to watch. WandaVision. I can't say vision. WandaVision is nuts. It's on TV. It's on HBO Go or one of those. I think it's like a Marvel Comics thing. And we got 2 episodes to watch last Friday and last night. So don't fucking wreck it for me. Which brings me to something else, is that in movies, this pisses me off. They do it in movies, they do it in TV. When the guy is naked, somehow he can come out of the bathroom, the shower, and he has a towel tied perfectly around him and tied in a knot like a man's skirt. And I'm telling you that it is fucking impossible for a man to tie a towel on to make it like a skirt and hide his fucking junk. I don't know how they do it. They must have a towel team come in there. I don't think it's a regular towel, but the towel tied man skirt, that's fucking bullshit. I don't fucking accept it at all. So when you see those on TV, you'll see a little bit of side ass, and you'll know that don't feel bad because he didn't fucking tie that. Somebody else did it. My babumps is signaling the end of my show, which I promised I was going to be trimming minutes off this and making these come over to Patreon, but I'm not ready to have that happen yet. So, Alexa, stop. So we're going to keep going here a little bit. This is how I torture myself with this. Again, it's still a politically free zone. I decided to start watching West Wing. Of all the things, it's very entertaining. Martin Sheen is the president, and he's a real goofy fuck, but I like the press secretary in West Wing. He's fucking amazing. It's Allison Janney, I think her name is. She's from Broadway, and she is a smart mouth, awesome, gorgeous, powerful woman. And she fucking manhandles these fucking asshole reporters. I know it's just made up, but it's kind of somehow there's therapy involved in this. And they'll stand up and they'll go, so why is it that all the news networks seem to know more than the president? She'll go, well, it's very sensitive security issue, and the president has enough decency not to broadcast it on TV. How about that? So West Wing, take my mind off politics. Boom, roasted. There you go. Sexy side ass towels, impossible. Random incoherent thought number 47B. I'm not lactose intolerant. I just avoid dairy products because they give me flashbacks. How about that? For many years, I couldn't even stand to see that commercial. Got milk? Oh, I get myself all worked up. A random incoherent thought, number 47B. Little peek into my life. Big Frank Zappa fan. That's almost the concert that I listed in the game where we wanted to see how old we were, but I thought the Bowie stage story would be kind of more amazing. I have loved Frank Zappa my entire life. It's the first music that I ever had. This album, One Size Fits All, I got to hear it, not me by myself, right before it was recorded. And that was fucking badass because Frank Zappa and Mothers of Invention were over at Ag Hall. Boy, what a concert venue that is. A concrete fucking box room. It sucked batshit balls. You just sat on the fucking cold floor. But the opening act was arrested for heroin at the airport. And Frank Zappa walked out, just cool as shit, when the opening act was supposed to be there. And they said, well, the opening act was arrested for heroin at the airport. So we made a deal to fill their time. And it's not because we love you. It's because we're getting extra money. Let's be serious. And we don't have anything prepared. But and this fucking Frank Zappa talking, right? And he's there. But with your permission, now all of a sudden he was being polite to us. We're getting ready to go into the studio and record this album next month. And we'd like to do a run through right now, if you don't mind. Why the fuck would we mind getting the debut on an album that don't fucking even exist yet? It was fucking badass. That was amazing. There is an amazing Frank Zappa documentary that whatever just came out. His daughter Moon Unit is the voice on Valley Girl. You know that's like Frank Zappa's only hit single. He was arguably a bad father because he worked all the time. So Moon Unit snuck a note under his door and said, "This is your daughter, Moon Unit, and I do a very badass Valley Girl voice if you'd like to hear it sometime." And that's how Valley Girl happened, and that became a hit single. It was one of his only hit singles. Now, before that became a hit single, it got recorded and released. Frank Zappa went to Czechoslovakia because they were going through a rebirth with their arts program over there, and they had a lot of censorship. That's freedom of speech in music. That's what that's about, not this bullshit we're going through now. And they had a new president in Czechoslovakia. When Frank Zappa got to the airport, the Czechoslovakian youth were there cheering and going nuts because when they were under strict rule before, police would always say, "You can't play that Frank Zappa music," and they'd get fucking arrested. So he became a symbol of the musical freedom revolution in Czechoslovakia. The new president made Frank Zappa the ambassador of music and arts from the United States to Czechoslovakia, and the United States rejected Frank Zappa as the ambassador of music and arts to Czechoslovakia, so they strong-armed Czechoslovakia to make him fucking quit. That's freedom of speech. That's some fucking badass shit right there. No real punchline to that story, but I am getting close to wrapping it up here. You folks have been so amazing. Check out my Patreon. If you can shoot some loot into the GoFundMe, get me off mobile. I'm going to wrap this episode 44 up with a salute to the most amazing wife. Look, my wife will never make a dick out of me. I do the dumbest shit, and she will not scorch me. She won't kick me in the balls. She won't pour salt in my wounds. So there's a little bottle of cologne up in the bathroom, and it looks, it's just glass and you can't read it, and there's nothing, and it looked like it could be man cologne, and I didn't know if she was leaving me a hint and saying, "You smell like batshit balls." Here, so I'm smelling this thing, and then I sprayed a little bit on, and it seemed like man cologne to me. It just did. Then I sprayed a lot of it on, and then I confessed to her, "Hey, that little bottle of cologne up in the bathroom, was that man cologne?" She said, "No, but it's almost man cologne." That's how fucking amazing she is. He said, "How can it be almost man cologne?" Now, I'm here to tell you that if you're a guy and you put on too much man cologne, you smell like a guy that put on too much man cologne. But if you're a guy and you put on too much lady cologne, I fucking started to smell like Mae West. I'm walking around trying to pick myself up. Hey, is that a gun in my pocket or am I just happy to see me? What the fuck? I thought I was hanging my tits out and all kinds of happy horse shit. That's an amazing wife who won't make a dick out of me. I had so much lady cologne on the other night that I almost threw up in the same bed. I almost had to fucking do it. She wouldn't say a word. She said, oh, it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't fine. It was the opposite of fine. I love yous. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy watching the big game tomorrow and try to do something constructive at halftime, like learn how to play the guitar. I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in. Let me see where the off button is.